A few weeks ago, I've organized a detailed guide about renting and driving a car here in Thailand. It was quite a long video with plenty of information that you should know. But as expected, I've missed a few important points that I'm gonna cover in this video. To be precise, there are 7 of them, and also there is an important thing you should know not to get fully bored when driving here in Thailand. And let's start straight away with the first rule that you should know. You can actually turn left, even if it is a red light in Thailand. This is a rule that you find normally in the US, but it's pretty rare in the rest of the world. Put a comment in the video if you know of other countries where you can actually do that. Of course, you should always pay attention to entering traffic, pedestrian crossing, or if there is any sign indicating that you can't turn left on red lights. But besides that, it's a great rule to know because it's gonna save you also plenty of time when driving in Thailand. Technically speaking, you don't need an IDP or an international driving permit to rent your car in Thailand. They're gonna give a car to you, no worries at all, unless you have a license that cannot be read. For example, it's in Chinese and the Thai people can't read it. In saying that, if the police stops you and you don't have an IDP with you, as well as your driving license, you'll be fined between 20 and 30 US dollars. And that will happen every time they're gonna stop you. Besides, I'm not really sure how the insurance is gonna behave if you don't have an IDP. And for this reason, I really suggest organizing your IDP before traveling to Thailand. You can do it locally in your country. It's gonna cost only around 20 US dollars. So it's not a big issue and you're not gonna waste time and money if the police stops you. Another important tip is to never rent the car from your local shop under your accommodation on the main street. This is the best way to get scammed because there is a high possibility that they're gonna charge you maybe 300, 400, even 1,000 US dollars for a couple of scratches on your car, which they're gonna claim you have done it. I personally use a website which is basically an Airbnb of cars, where every rental company is actually rated by the users, like myself when I finish the rental. And this is good for us users because personally I rent cars only from highly rated companies, typically between 8 and 10 stars out of 10 stars. I'm gonna put the link of this website in the video description, and this is where I also do a full insurance which costs me only 8 US dollars a day, which is absolutely a bargain, because if you do a little dent or a scratch to the car, they can charge you maybe 200-300 US dollars, and this is something you don't want to experience, especially at the end of your holiday. Honestly, it's such a peace of mind. The best apps for direction is definitely Google Maps. Unfortunately, Waze doesn't have that following here in Thailand. At least it's not as good in other countries, like for example in Costa Rica. But in saying that, Google Maps is not that bad. In fact, there is a bit of integration of Waze into Google Maps, as you may already know. So the app is actually quite updated for sudden traffic, for example. Now, my tip here is not to trust 100% Google Maps. I found a few cases where they sent me on such a narrow road that I had to go back. So if you feel that the road you are following is getting narrower and narrower, probably it's a good time to do a U-turn and follow another main direction. Another important app I would suggest downloading is Google Translate or similar, especially if you plan to travel in off the beaten path destinations. When I travel, for example, to the eastern region with a car, so when you go to restaurants, to hotels, most of the signs were in Thai. So Google Maps and Google Translate are definitely the must-have apps to have on your mobile. Another important thing is that you should never rent and drive a car in Bangkok city. So for example, if you want to spend a couple of days first in Bangkok and then you want to rent a car to maybe explore the north or the south of Thailand, like I did a few years ago, I went up to the eastern region close to Cambodia. I made sure to rent a car actually in the airport so I could take the metro to the airport and grab the car from there. So much easier. Starting a driving experience in Bangkok city can be a real nightmare and you will remember it forever. Driving at night in Thailand is probably something I wouldn't suggest. It's still acceptable into the city, into towns like I am at the moment in Kamala Beach in Phuket. There are enough city lights that you can see around. But once you get into the secondary roads, besides the wild animals, also there are locals and kids, scooters, bicycles without lights. So it's hard to see any dangerous things around or just locals riding around. So really, it's something you should avoid. Get to your destination with the daylight and enjoy your life at night. Here is my last and most important tip, especially if you don't want to get bored in the car. Unless you are a fan of Thai music, when I say Thai music, it means hardcore Thai music, you will get pretty bored with the radio here in Thailand. So remember to download your mobile, your favorite music, so that you can connect it to the car with Bluetooth and you can listen to the music that you want whenever you want. And with that, I'm gonna close this video about Thailand. Remember to subscribe and like the channel, I really appreciate that, and I see you soon.